Want to make a podcast? Spotify's got a platform that's going to let you make one super easily. And then you can distribute it everywhere and even earn money doing this. All in one place. And it's free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters. Here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and even edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and everywhere else podcasts are heard.
Ever since we discovered Spotify for Podcasters, it's been really great. Really get the people involved and ask questions and get ideas for new podcasts. So it's really helped us. And I highly recommend you give it a try. So download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started.
If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
In Dallas, Texas, 3 shots were fired at President Kennedy's motorcade in downtown Dallas.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
You don't know what you're talking about, do you, sir?
Because people have got to know whether or not their president's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got. If you don't like what we tell you to believe in, we'll kill you.
All right, kids. Listen.
Don't
Podcast
listen to this.
if you're not of age.
What's of age?
Of age is like you can make your own decisions in life without parental guidance. 18,
16?
18. We're not in Atlanta.
Georgia is 16.
We're not in Atlanta. That's what I said. We're not in Atlanta. This is 18 and up. Look,
Atlanta.
we're a bunch of dudes, and we're going to say some really bad words, and probably some things that might offend you. But
Don't listen to this.
can't wait till you listen.
Yeah, don't.
If you're
do
18 and up.
Don't do it.
If you're 18 and
Yeah.
up. Welcome back to the Conspiracy Podcast. It is Sean, Eric, and Jorge again.
What's up, everybody?
What's going on, y'all? We're going to do episode number 4.
The grand finale.
Yeah, part 4, O.J. Simpson Saga.
I just love that word, saga.
Yeah.
This sounds like epic.
Yeah.
The saga.
I recall. I'm not sure.
No, it's a hypothetically recall.
Hypothetically recall that I may or may not have done this.
And Charlie, you know.
But if I did, let me tell you how I did it.
Yeah. So the last episodes, obviously, go back. Don't listen to part 4.
No, that'd be foolish.
Without anything else. We had part 1, part 2, part 3. We went over the story of OJ, the
trial,
the murders.
Yeah, the murder is what actually happened.
Yes.
Yeah. The flea.
Book. Yes. And the civil case.
The robbery.
Yes.
He got
So there's a
33
lot.
years, but he served
9.
Yeah.
Yes. And
Nine.
we left off at he was released in 2017.
Yep.
Living his best life in
Orlando.
That's right.
Damn it.
So just as a recap, I just wanted to remind everybody. So in 95, he lost the civil court from the Goldmans and the Browns, and he was ordered to pay $33 million, right?
Many millions.
Yeah. So before he moved to Miami and to Orlando, he did pay $500,000 or so in just stuff from
Nice.
being sold. So
A meager $500K out of
Yes.
$33 million.
So now, when you lose a case and you don't pay, there is interest. There is an interest involved.
So, what is today's
Yeah.
total amount? It's
Yeah.
like
He owes 135 mil.
I know, right?
so
Seriously.
it's a very small amount. But to this day, he now owes $60 million.
Which that shit'll never get paid.
No.
He'll never be able to accumulate that much money.
So these are some of the things that he makes now that are protected because of the state of Florida and because of his NFL ties. Okay. So he became eligible for the NFL pension, which pays him about $10,000 per month for the rest of his life.
So it's $120K a year.
There you go.
Ish.
Right.
That's 10 times 12, bro.
Well, he just said about. I don't know.
Okay.
Additionally, he's part of the Screen Actors Guild.
Because
Really?
I thought you had to still make movies to
Norbert.
be part of that.
I don't know the requirements to join it, but he also gets a pension from the Screen Actors
What's
Guild.
the pension for that?
$1,700 a month.
That's. I should join the
That's
Screen
pretty
Actors
good.
Guild. I should join
It's
the Screen
not
Actors
nothing.
Guild. I know.
Yeah, it's
I'll
not
take
nothing.
$1,700 a month.
Yeah. So there you go. So that's what he's making. That's protected on a monthly, including his home that he would live in Florida.
Yeah. So he's
Can't make you sell your home.
Yeah, that's right.
he's
So-
making about $130 a year for doing nothing.
Yeah, for doing nothing.
Yeah.
So then everything else that he does or wants to do in life, he has to do it secretly, and he has to do it to hide it from the Goldmans.
Yeah, well, I was wondering, like, when he, like, say he gets like a part-time job, like, do they just like stipend his paychecks? They just like, we're taking 50% of everything.
He's
Yeah.
How does that work?
part-time job.
Yeah.
I'm just, it's a hypothetically.
Hypothetically recalling.
Hypothetically call it.
No, but
He's responsible.
But I do wonder,
I
like,
think-
how the hell does he make money? Like, does he take some? He doesn't
That's
take
his
endorsements.
money.
I've never seen. No, but like, what does he do? I've never seen him.
What does he
like,
do
make any
outside of
commercial.
just the free?
I don't know.
Well, no one's gonna buy. If you're
Here's-
gonna fucking Hertz commercial, you're
Oh,
never
100
shopping there.
100%. That's what I'm saying. I've
Here-
never seen.
I would assume that he gets paid for appearances. At
like
things.
showing up at the golf course at
I would assume.
the Orlando golf.
We'll
course.
give you free lunch.
Yeah,
if
you know,
show-
like what's his name? Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, but he does like. It's a little different.
It is a little different.
Yeah,
but,
because he wasn't on a trial for murder. He was just like.
but he did.
And
He
does
did
he still owe?
owe millions of dollars.
But he's paid it back though.
Has he?
Jordan Belfort, I'm pretty sure he makes
Really?
because he makes millions of dollars a year.
Yeah.
Like
Is paying
today,
it back, or he already paid it back?
Belfort's restitution agreement requires him to pay 50% of his income towards restitution to the 1,500 clients he defrauded until 2009,
Okay.
with a total of $110 million in restitution further mandated.
Further.
So he probably got paid for the movie.
So
he got
his
paid for
agreement
book.
was different because his agreement was just 50% of whatever he makes.
Yeah,
which
so-
is actually a better deal.
Yeah,
I mean, if you were to talk about, I know this sounds shallow, but
yeah.
as far as deals go,
Well, yeah,
because
it's-
you could still, you'd be like, okay,
so
well,
just
I make
straight up
I make
math.
$2 million. I pay $1 million back.
yeah, okay, yeah.
It does
compared
say-
to everything.
It does say, according to some estimates, he may have paid back over $15 million since being released from prison.
I see.
So he's paid back substantially more than OJ.
yeah, okay. So OJ is
I'm just
currently
saying
at 500,000 paid back.
And it seems like he makes money. I don't know.
I don't
Just-
know. It's all
at
it's
least-
that Twitter life.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
do it for the gram.
I know, right? You never know. You never know. He could be living. Maybe he's living poorly.
Maybe he's got an OnlyFans.
I
I'm
don't.
just saying it seems.
I don't know
but-
the answer.
okay.
Yeah. But we are going to touch into it, and I don't like it. But anyways, we're going to touch into it a little bit later about what he's doing today.
Right now.
Yesterday.
2023.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But before we did that, I want to go into obviously the conspiracies. I
Yeah,
wanna go
that's,
into
that's the whole purpose of this
yeah,
podcast.
I wanted to go into what are the theories and what do you guys think? What are the possible things that may have happened? Okay, if you still believe he did it, totally fine. But maybe there were some different parts of the story that we don't know that maybe you have a theory on. You know what I mean? So the first thing I was like, well, first off, let's figure out where the prosecution went wrong. Right? Like what were the holes?
Everywhere.
Step one.
Yeah.
The whole case.
Yeah, the whole case. Yeah.
Like, everything.
Okay, so and the first thing I think occurred is that at that time they didn't fully have the weight of the importance of DNA,
Yeah.
right?
I think it was probably in its like bare bones infancy.
Yeah,
at the
this
time,
is
like-
not forensic files time period. This is not.
Well,
this
even
is
in
not-
forensic files, what they do is they run DNA later. Shit that happened,
Yes.
and then we went back, but it's too late
There you
now
go.
because even if they did do it, it
There
doesn't
you go.
matter.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So just a couple points on the DNA because remember they found blood at the scene
In
that was-
in the Bronco too.
yeah. So at the scene it was Ron, Nicole,
And
and
unidentified-
OJ's
yeah.
blood
Yeah.
at the scene.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Then all three of them had blood in the Bronco, like you're saying,
Yeah.
and then along
And the
the
house.
steps, in the house, in the closet, in the driveway,
It's everywhere.
all that stuff. Yeah, on the gloves,
All over the place.
all over the place. Okay, so Marsha Clark said that there was a 1 in 4 billion chance that the murderer could have been anybody else because of DNA.
That's okay. So
Because you know how DNA is very specific.
Yes.
1 in 4 billion. I mean, at that time, it's either him or it's
no one.
It's him or nobody. Literally, it's like the population of the Earth at the time was 5 billion.
But see, at that time, I think that at the time they were like, DNA is like that magic bullshit. Yeah,
that
like it's
magic
not real.
sorcery.
Yes. What kind of black magic is this?
But also, they don't think they realize like you have higher odds of winning the lottery while being struck by lightning
at the same time.
than this to not be OJ's blood. Like that's how the probabilities are that crazy.
So that's what I thought was one thing. They didn't really take the weight of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it should have.
Was it even presented?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was.
They
But at
just-
the time, like I say, is just imagine you're hearing DNA for the first time.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't understand. And they don't realize that it's so specific.
Yes.
Because literally, I'm saying like your odds of winning the Powerball are like I think it's like 1 in 380 million.
Yeah. It's insane.
And this is 1 out of 4 billion.
Yeah. And honestly, I bet the only place that anybody ever heard of DNA at that time was from Jurassic Park, the movie.
Oh yeah, it's in the
Remember?
amber. Yeah,
Remember
it's in the mosquito.
I'm the DNA guy.
The little DNA worm, man. Like, look.
I took a frog DNA and put it together.
My favorite part is like,
Yeah. And Sam,
the shaving
he's got
cream.
fucking-
I know.
System failed. System go.
Hold on to your
System
butts.
fails.
That's the best line in cinema history. Hold on to your butts.
So, anyways, I thought that was a big point.
No,
in
totally.
the
Yeah,
whole,
yeah.
and just the possibility. The next one is the glove.
That was soaked in blood.
It was just a bad decision to have OJ try the gloves on. Do you know what I mean? Because they already had his DNA in the gloves. So you don't need to prove anything further.
Yeah, it doesn't
it's
matter.
a 1
It doesn't matter.
in 4 billion
Billion
chance.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? So then they're like, okay, so then the gloves are tried on, and then visually you go, oh, it doesn't fit. And then you go, okay, well, DNA doesn't matter.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't make sense, but it.
No. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's like
the
literally
logic.
Back then it makes sense.
So like, we have your fingerprints on the gun, but the gun doesn't really
Yes.
fit in my hand really nice.
Yes.
No, fucking fingerprints are bullshit. It doesn't really fit.
So, and that's the whole glove don't fit. You must have quit. You know, the jingle.
Yeah.
You know, I felt like we were onto something there. Like the jingle took hold.
Oh, the jingle-
Remember we were
no.
talking about it?
Yeah,
on,
because
like 2
remember,
episodes
and we did
ago?
the O'Reilly.
Yeah, and it just became like this song that everybody just
Dude, jingles are.
grasped to.
That's why they keep doing them because they fucking work.
Sticks in your head.
If you
and,
rhyme
you
anything,
can't get it out.
you rhyme anything, people remember that shit.
O'Reilly.
Auto parts.
Auto parts.
Ow!
Okay, the next
Can't forget that. part.
the next big thing was they just never found the knife.
That's true. And that's it. There's actually a stat, but there is a real stat that the odds of getting a conviction for a murder without the murder weapon
It's very
it
low.
dramatically drops.
Really?
Like, I think it drops by like 60% without having the murder weapon.
Oh wow.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So what do you think? Okay, the scenario of OJ did it, right?
Yeah.
What did he do with the knife? You know his timeline. You know where he was at all moments, all the way leading up to the next day, right? Remember, he was in his room. He took a shower. The limo driver. He flew to Chicago, so he must have dumped it.
Of course he must have dumped it somewhere. but
Where?
Where? Like
Chicago? He didn't take it on the plane.
Yeah, exactly. You're not gonna take it on the plane.
Maybe. It's 95. This is pre.
Exactly. That's
Maybe-
a very
maybe
good
you
point.
could.
That's a very good point.
Sean, do you think he got
Maybe
to?
it's like in his limo somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
think he could have. I think he just dipped it on the way to the airport. Maybe on the highway. Probably just flicked it off the high. Like no one would ever.
Who knows?
No one would ever
Maybe he
think
put
about
it in his
Yeah.
bag.
Yeah, put it in his
Put it in his
bag.
bag, and then he got out of the limo.
Yeah, throw it in the trash can. Boom, done.
And then it's just at an airport.
Yeah.
LAX, biggest airport on the planet.
Literally
One
at
of
the
the-
time.
one of the-
At the
yeah,
time,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
before Atlanta.
Yeah. So in addition to the weapon, he even said it. So somebody commits those murders of that
Magnitude.
of that magnitude, they would be covered in blood. So his clothes never found.
Well, see, that's the thing is,
So it's the knife and the clothes.
yeah, because there would be blood. Like if you cut someone's head, obviously the main there's 2 main arteries that go on either side of the throat, which obviously pump blood to the brain. They call it arterial splay because obviously arterial spray because it's obviously an artery. But dude,
Yeah.
you would bleed out
Insane.
instantly.
minute.
It'd be 4 liters of blood everywhere, and 4 liters is a lot of blood.
Yeah.
It's a fucking shitload.
Yeah, it's
of
not
blood.
droplets.
No, it's spray. It's fucking.
And so that's the hole in the prosecution, because if there's liters, where are the liters on the clothes on the killer?
Well, he did. I understand that is the hole.
Yeah. Obviously, he showered.
For sure. Yeah.
I mean, there's one thing there.
Water rinses away the
Showered.
blood.
Yes.
Yeah, but where's the clothes?
And then the clothes.
The clothes,
I mean,
obviously.
Clothes and the
thing,
knife.
same thing.
So he could have done
got-
it the same moment, same time. He's got a bag.
Yeah, boom.
He's got a dirty bag.
And just
he
like
just-
pop in the trash
dumps
cans and it's easy. Go to LAX, put in a trash can. No one's like checking the fucking trash there.
Yeah.
No, hell
Yeah,
no.
that's true. There's a funny theory. It's not really a conspiracy theory, but if you watch some of the videos when OJ returned to Brentwood, Kardashian
Right.
grabs a bag, and it's considered to be OJ's suitcase. And he's on video because all the paparazzi were watching him, and he was just walking around with his bag, and nobody ever figured out where the bag went.
Ooh.
So the theory
Interesting.
is that
he had
Kardashian had the
on it.
bag.
Yeah.
I don't.
And he got rid of it. But Kardashian, I feel like, is the good guy.
I don't. Yeah, I think
You
that
know?
I don't think that he would like make himself complicit in it.
Yeah.
Obviously, being his lawyer and he has the client privilege, and I'm sure that OJ would tell him things that obviously wouldn't. But when you do that, he's actually making himself complicit in the murder.
And part of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he's
becomes
an accessory.
he becomes an accessory
Yeah,
to
yeah.
that murder.
Yeah.
I just don't think he would do that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
I
I
don't think
agree.
so either. So he
Okay,
got
so-
he got rid of it on the way to Chicago.
Chicago.
That's what I think. I think that's
Okay.
that's the most plausible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you wouldn't get rid of it at your own house.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
They're gonna
I wouldn't
find it.
even do it with the limo driver.
Oh no. I
Because
think
it's got to be a bag. It's not just the knife.
Oh no, it's clothes.
It's pants, shirt, blah, 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 blah.
clearly not shoes though.
Yeah,
You
no.
gotta keep those
no,
babies.
no, he dumped the shoes.
I thought you said it was on.
No, the picture was before where it showed him owning the shoes.
Okay, I thought it was after. I was like, gotta keep the
so
kicks,
it's the
baby.
shoes too.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it had to be a bag.
It had a bag.
It was a bag.
Yeah. Okay. Hey guys, hope we're enjoying the show so far. We wanted to take a break and just remind you of the different ways that you can support our podcast. The first and foremost is you can subscribe by clicking the follow button on Apple Podcasts or Spotify Podcasts. It's on the show page. It's really easy. You just click it and subscribe. What this does is it makes it so you get notified every new release that comes out. Another way is by simply following us on social media. This is Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, etc. But one of the best ways that you can support our podcast is to help us grow. And how do you do that? You can share the show with friends and family. Okay, thanks a bunch, everybody. Now back to the show. All right. Well, there you go. That's a big. The other part is OJ didn't really have any wounds. Now, he had a cut on his
Except for
hand.
that, yeah.
He had a cut on his hand. But think about it. Okay, now let's think about it. Goldman was a claimed third-degree
belt.
black belt or whatever.
I understand.
Put up 0 fight.
I mean,
Well, we don't know that.
We
it was
don't
zero.
know. We don't know. But enough to no wounds
first of all,
on OJ.
Well,
Goldman was what? Like maybe like $150.
Yeah, he was pretty small.
Soaking wet.
Maybe 160.
So,
Maybe.
like, I'm sorry. Yeah, you have like great military training, but you put like not military, sorry, karate training.
Karate.
You're in karate.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
a big-
karate's not
yeah.
a super combat sport. You know.
Yeah.
yeah. That's,
So like
that's a very
you
good
take
point.
you take a man enraged, and who's giant, fucking strong as an ox.
And if the idea is that he came mid the killing, then he's already adrenaline up.
and
you know
he's
what I mean?
and he's got a knife, and this guy's probably scared. He's not. You go in
Yeah.
his blood. Fuck. Oh
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
not gonna be like
Yeah.
like a
And
karate
then
kids.
remember the chokehold?
Oh yeah.
Remember the chokehold and cut?
Yeah, he got stabbed like 30
yeah,
fucking times.
Yeah. So then
Right,
maybe
so-
there was
so
just
if there
no
was a
time.
chokehold,
There was
how-
no time for
Yeah,
karate.
how's he gonna?
Yeah, how's he gonna karate his way out of that?
How's he gonna inflict any wounds on him?
Yeah.
Being
Okay.
being in front of him.
All right.
And also, OJ literally made a living off of being hit by extraordinarily large men at high speed.
Right.
Yeah, so if there was any kind of wound, it would have been like, okay, maybe he punched him in the ribs or something,
so-
right? But how is that
You're
going
not
to
gonna
show
see
up?
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So Ron had bruises on his hands, but OJ had one bruise on his body and the cut on his finger.
Well, see, I don't expect Nicole to put up. I mean, there's no resistance because he's just going to overwhelm her.
Also, it's somebody you know.
Yeah,
and so you're not going to expect that.
Right.
Your husband. You're not going to
expect him to stab me 50 times and cut my head off.
She was probably stabbed before she knew what was happening. To be honest.
Yeah.
You know
but let's just be honest. Like, Ron's not like fucking John Jones.
Yeah.
It's not like time to die, OJ. Like, I'm gonna
we would hope. You know what I mean?
I would wish because OJ would be dead and John he'd be like, hey, sorry, that's what happened.
Okay. All right, and the cut is debatable. We don't know,
but it's also it doesn't seem like it was on.
But it was pretty big.
But it's on the outside of his hand, so it's a weird place to be cut if you're holding a knife. You would think maybe if the knife slipped, it cuts the inside of your hand. So it's almost like
nobody got a hold of that knife other than OJ.
Yeah, but it just seems it does seem like an awkward place for a cut.
It's definitely awkward, but it could happen. If you're choking someone, right, and you're stabbing them, like
you might get
maybe you slip a little bit. Like
I guess you could slip. I mean, I guess so. I'm just saying
it's definitely possible.
It's not a typical place.
Yeah, it's not.
You would think it would be on the inside part.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
So I agree with that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So then the other obviously major hole is the detectives that worked on the case were
just idiots.
Absolute racists too. Yeah, so I mean that's just a major there's not really a lot to talk about it because we already went over it a lot, but that's a big thorn in the side of the prosecution is racist witness and racist people who were conducting the investigation.
And I think that was a big known that.
Yeah, and that was I don't want to say it's bad luck, but it was pretty much just bad luck.
Right? It's like the worst.
Definitely
it's the worst possible.
Derailed the whole. Well, not the whole thing, but it was definitely part of what derailed.
Well, the fact that the lead detective on the case, who was at both scenes, was the most racist dude. On the fucking place, like the Grand Wizard of like the Klan. It's it's just terror. It instantly makes the entire investigation
not credible.
Not credible.
Yeah.
Instantly. Like
it brought it down the path of conspiracy theory.
Exactly. 100%. It was a plan.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I don't know why. It's not like OJ was some visceral figure in the black community. It's not like it's like MLK and they're framing him for murder. That would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it does put a lot of it doesn't look good at all.
Yeah.
Questions, I guess. It does not look good.
It just doesn't look good. Okay, cool. So those are like what I considered to be the big how they lost. How the prosecution lost, but those were the major points of the case. I mean, there's more things, there's little things, but the overall, if they had those
like
things,
the major things,
things, yeah.
I do think that's like they just fucked it.
So it's like it is frustrating.
It's
isn't
like
it?
I am like I, with just watching Forensic Files and CSI, I could have open and shut case this shit. Like, dude, with no formal legal training. I could have slam dunked this motherfucker.
Right. Okay, so let's talk about some conspiracy theories now. Finally, it took us 4 hours to get here. It took us
4 hours, 4 weeks just to get to this point.
So long. Okay, so the one that keeps coming up over and over and over, and it's got some interest. It piqued my interest a little bit, and that's OJ's son did it.
Oh yeah,
you heard of this?
I heard about that.
Ooh, I guess that might explain the DNA part.
If it
1 in 4 billion,
DNA,
that's he's got 13 alleles in common with them.
That can't explain it because everybody has their own.
No, but meaning since it was 1 in 4 billion, like because he does,
it's going to be close.
He does have half.
It's going to be close. Okay,
like obviously this is
1 in 4 billion close.
This hear me out because he does have half of his DNA alleles are the same as OJ's.
That's right.
So maybe at this time
back then it wasn't.
It wasn't as science,
and it was as perfect as it is now. Like now, I can literally take, and you also needed, for example, back then they didn't have PCR, which is
what's that?
PCR is called polymerase chain reaction, and pretty much what they do is when DNA first came out, you had to have a certain amount of sample in order to do it. So now I can have one fucking cell and So what you do is you put the sample in this little bead, the PCR bead, and it literally replicates the DNA to a usable amount. So you can literally take a fucking tiny little thing and it will replicate it millions of times, and you can have a usable sample.
So, but back then you needed X amount.
And if you didn't have X amount, you ain't getting
You just
fucking
had a
DNA.
partial,
Yeah, it's like sorry, we ain't running.
And it wasn't
Yeah,
as
for sure.
accurate or whatever.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. It's possible. It's possible. Okay. Continue.
Okay.
But you have, you have OJ's son, who's kind of similar in stature, similar.
And how old was his son at this time?
Good question.
I know if he was like 12, I'm like, nah, he did not do it. Like,
Yeah. Also worth noting, this is son from his first marriage, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, with
And
Paula or whatever her name was.
That's right. No, remember
I
it was
forget.
Marguerite.
Oh yeah, Marjorie.
Marguerite. Yeah, Marguerite. Yeah, you're right. No, you're absolutely right. So Jason was born to the first marriage.
Right.
Yes, Jason was born from the first marriage. He was born in 1970,
Which would make him
23 or
24, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so definitely
Totally capable of
Possible.
physically could do it. Now, here is the story, and this is from somebody named Bill Deere, and he was a private detective, and he wrote a book, and it was called OJ is Guilty, but Not of Murder.
Ooh.
And his theory is that Jason was obsessed with Nicole. Stepmom, kind of weird.
Like
Hot
porn
stepmom,
vibes.
Yeah, some weird whatever, right?
Oh,
and he
that
killed
kind of
her.
obsessed. I thought you were gonna say.
Oh,
like-
because she
he hated her.
No, she like refused him. He
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
man,
that's
he-
what I thought.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe he did the candles. He like lit the candles in there. He's like, she comes home. She's like, what the fuck? And he's like, I know you've been looking at me, girl.
Oh my god.
So
She's
in
like, leave, sir.
Okay, so here's the theory. Remember they went to the recital? The daughter's recital the night before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So they went to the recital the night before, and then after the recital, they put together a dinner, of which OJ skipped. Yeah.
Yeah.
And OJ went to have a hamburger with Kato.
Oh, that's right.
Remember?
Kato lived in the cottage.
yeah,
He was
yeah,
the actor.
yeah, yeah,
He was
yeah.
the grifter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Okay, good. So his theory is that they went to the recital and then they went to dinner together. And then she skipped the family dinner he had planned with OJ and went to her own dinner at the Goldman restaurant. Where the guy was the
Yeah,
waiter.
okay, yeah.
So he was super mad and in a rage. And then he went and saw her and she was going to sleep with somebody or had the candles out.
Oh, yeah. And he's like, and then,
And then she's like, "You're fucking up." He raged out. And he's like, "You're fucking up our family. You're a slut."
I love his
And then he killed her. OJ walked in, cleaned it up,
oh.
Ah.
Okay. I just,
and that's essentially the theory. And that's why OJ's at the scene. He's not at the scene. He's got a couple things on him.
And
There's
maybe
blood
And maybe,
everywhere.
Maybe that also explains why
Yes.
he tells in the book, like, look, I'm just saying if whoever did it
Charlie.
would have all this blood on him. And
but the thing, my only flaw.
It's all circumstantial. There's
only-
no evidence.
The only
You know
flaw
what
in
I mean?
that, would he be that angry to almost
I
behead
know,
her?
I know, right? But
Like,
he also
it's
says
just-
that he
it's
has
so much rage. Like,
he also says that he has a large history of violent mental illness.
I mean, that's so arbitrary.
I know.
Like,
yeah, I know. But I mean, you know what I mean? That's his.
I mean, in that
he
sense,
wrote a whole book about it.
in that
Like, it's
sense-
a whole book. I
but
can't even write a book about my life.
No, but in that sense, so does OJ. He has a large history of violently beating his wife.
that's right.
Like
That's right.
repeatedly.
He is a charged
Yeah, like
person. He's convicted of
beating his wife.
beating his wife. That's true.
But I
Very
didn't use
true.
my hands.
Anyways, that's
I'm responsible.
I'm responsible, but I
I'm
didn't touch
responsible, but I didn't touch her.
so that's a big theory.
I mean, it's actually a good theory.
Like it's not bad.
It's
I
not.
guess.
It's not
You
like
know what I
super
mean?
far fetched.
Yeah.
No.
I just think that like that my biggest point with that whole thing was just like, why would he be that angry?
Yeah. To do that.
I could see OJ being that angry because he thinks that she's fucking the waiter,
Right.
Yeah.
And then he
Right.
goes full psycho.
Plus
Yeah.
his history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus his history. But the son being that pissed over that,
Yeah.
that's
I don't
that's
buy
my
that.
only
I don't
flaw.
buy that.
Otherwise,
Okay.
otherwise, it's actually really good. That's a really good theory.
Okay.
It's actually
All
a
right.
good theory.
There's also a rumor that goes around that she slept with Marcus Allen. Remember the running back?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah. Anyways, that's a whole.
She's got a type, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. And Marcus Allen was like the hot the new OJ.
Yeah.
I thought
Oh,
because
yeah.
Marcus Allen was still playing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
He's still getting the real chicks,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
the pension
yeah,
chicks.
yeah.
Who do you pay for? The Raiders, I think, or no?
And the Chiefs.
I don't remember.
I don't remember. Marcus,
Yeah.
Marcus Allen was good though.
Yeah, I do remember that.
I only know
Yeah.
present football. That's all I focus on. Fantasy.
I mean, I gotta check now, just real quick. You're right, dude.
Good job, Jorge. Wow. Way to pull that one out of the
He
memory
was
bank.
huge, dude.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
back
he
in
was
the day,
big.
he was
Yeah.
definitely huge. Dude, like superstar.
Big time. 11 with the Raiders, 6 with Kansas City.
Damn, long career for a running back,
Yeah,
too.
we're
We were both right, yeah.
17 years, that's crazy.
We're gonna edit that in there.
Yeah.
16, bam, bam. So I don't know, Brett. I don't know the history of the NFL. We're gonna keep that in there. I don't know.
And this is why,
And then put us.
Put us, yeah.
and this is why Eric is the editor.
Yeah.
We're like super rich. We're like, why don't you get an editor? I don't need one.
Eric's like, trust me on this. I've got this.
No amount of money.
Anyways.
All right, there you go.
Next.
Okay, so the next one is weird and wild. So in 2012, another conspiracy made the rounds, and it was from a documentary, and it was called My Brother the Serial Killer. And the brother of a serial killer named Glenn Rogers, he maintained that Glenn confessed to killing them while he was on death row in Florida.
Here we go.
Oh, my God.
Here we go. Now we're experts at this.
Yes.
Death row,
Death Row Confessionals on a
Yes.
DB Cooper.
There's several episodes that we've
multiple
done.
murders, multiple confessions, of
And
all of
everybody
them.
always wants to take credit for it.
Everyone
know.
is, see,
You know?
I'm
Especially
telling
when
you.
they're already rotting in jail, like waiting to be
Yes,
killed. I did it.
7 days away.
Yeah, they just want, they just want the glory. I don't buy
last-
it.
And this is
I
why,
don't even want to hear the rest of it. Like, I don't buy it.
and this is why I think OJ did the book. Everyone, it's this weird desperation for relevance.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, of course I killed her. How'd you kill her? With a gun? I mean, a knife, a boot. I don't know.
Okay, so I'm just gonna read.
God,
I'm gonna read what the story is. Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just not gonna listen.
Okay, so the Rogers family claims that Glenn called home a few weeks before the murder to say that he was out partying with Nicole.
In Brentwood, because he's just a rando, and she's like, "Party with me."
Yeah.
He has receipts that prove he was working in LA at the time.
I have receipts.
That's it, right?
Okay, cool. So we're like 8 million other people working.
So they also stated that after being found guilty of the murder of Tina Marie Cribbs, Rogers told them that he'd been hired by OJ to steal expensive earrings from Nicole Brown's condo, and if she got in the way, kill her.
I mean,
That's the theory. That's what he said on his death row.
And what's
confession.
this guy's name?
Clay Rogers.
Clay.
Clay Rogers is the brother, and the serial killer is named Glenn Rogers.
I
And
was
he
like-
was a serial
I
killer.
was like, what's his name? Charlie? Charlie Rogers? Might be onto something
But
here.
Glenn Rogers was the serial killer. Now, here's the problem with it, right? Is he claimed to have murdered 70 people.
Okay, this guy's he's lost it. This guy's
But like claimed, or was he
No, but
charged for
he was
this?
only charged for much less.
Like
much
3.
less. Much less.
one.
So it's all circumstantial. And
But it's
there's
one of those
no-
stupid
You can't-
psychos
you can't-
in
you
prison,
can't-
like
can't-
just want to take
I
credit
can't-
for everything.
Yeah, I can't.
The only time you can never trust that when they're like, here's where the bodies are buried.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then they find him, they're like, oh shit, he's telling
Yes.
the truth. But like 90% of the time, it's like fucking bullshit.
yeah.
He just wants to be like known and famous.
Yeah.
He's gonna.
Although
I don't put a.
we find out later that OJ has a tendency to hire people to go take stuff out of rooms, and you know what I mean. Like he does hire people to go steal shit.
He hired muscle. He went there himself to take that.
That's
shit.
true. That's true.
That's true. He was
Also,
there.
why would he be? Yeah, take the earrings and kill her.
Yeah, just in
She
case.
gets in the way, kill her.
Make sure she's dead.
Yeah.
At that point,
But give me the
also,
earrings, though.
I don't know what his financial situation is at that point.
Oh, at that point he was rich.
he was.
I know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Killing
like,
it.
why did he need?
Look,
why did he need the earrings?
I bought her a pair of Jordans. You got to get those back. I'm gonna need those.
Go pawn it. And give me the $300.
Give me 300 cash.
Jordan's,
Cash only.
Jordan's gonna be really good. I guarantee it. All right, well that's that one. Okay, so here's the outrageous one. You ready for the outrageous one? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
OJ did it because he was being mind controlled by the CIA.
Oh my god.
MK Ultra.
And why did the CIA want her killed?
Conspiracy theorists say that the football star had been subject of the CIA's MK Ultra experiment, right? Which is, if you don't know the MK Ultra experiment, it was a. We'll do an episode.
We should do an episode.
It's a
LSD.
It's a CIA controlled thing where they were trying to get people to do things and see how far they could go by giving people drugs to do it.
So it's not even about her. It's about, can we control this guy?
Oh, maybe it's, can we make someone kill their wife?
Right.
Like maybe it's an experiment. I wonder what we could get him to do.
So adherents to this theory say that at the time of the murders, OJ was one of those people being controlled by the CIA or the Illuminati and in hopes to start the race war and the race riots.
But once again,
Very similar to the conspiracy of the Manson murders and the Manson.
Yeah,
you know, the cult,
I
the
do
cult,
know that
the-
pretty much Manson was one of the MK Ultras. But,
Yes.
but granted, Manson's actually fucking insane. Like, it makes more sense for him because he's like lost. He's
already insane.
He fully lost it.
So
Like,
Yes.
You give him some
Whereas-
LSD and like set him loose.
Yeah,
But,
but
like-
zero evidence
but it's also like
of this.
Right.
most of the people that you
But
hear,
if you're good at your CIA job, there would be zero.
but even but even on the MK Ultra thing, is like there was the people that were involved with it. There was always the residual effects of the LSD, and they were fucked up. They were all fucked up afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
And there's known to be fucked up that can't
Never
remember.
ending.
Yeah, there's for the rest of their lives. Whereas OJ's sipping fucking Mai Tais.
I know.
Eating fucking
Yeah.
cheeseburgers.
Yeah,
Like, dude,
talking about the latest fucking Heat game.
I know,
And,
it's-
you know what I mean? Honestly, he's doing like commentary on his Twitter.
So that's what I'm saying. He just doesn't show any residual effects.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's
I see that.
that-
Okay.
that- otherwise, why him? Like,
It does seem
Why-
far fetched.
it's just yeah, OJ.
Now,
perfect
Now,
candidate.
have you heard we're gonna do episodes on this, which is Robert Kennedy getting killed by Sirhan Sirhan.
Oh yeah,
And Sirhan claims that he blacked out and he
Yeah.
has no memory.
yeah.
And that's a political assassination. That's a little bit different.
That's a little more of the CIA's
You know what I mean?
alley.
That
that's
seems
that's a
more
little more
like-
CIA on it.
yeah, because that's a hefty goal that was accomplished.
Yeah, not like kill your wife, OJ.
Yeah, and it wasn't.
Nobody wins.
And no offense to Nicole, but Nicole wasn't anybody really politically.
She wasn't running for
or-
president.
Yeah, or anything other than really just Nicole living her good life. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah. All right, there you go. All right, next one. Then another one is that OJ didn't do it, and it was a case of mistaken identity. So one of the lawyers,
What?
one of OJ's lawyers was named F. Lee Bailey. And he was part of the Dream Team, okay? And he said that he thought he wrote a 20,000 word essay on his website, and it said it was a less dramatic theory of who was responsible because the Dream Team scrapped a number of potential witnesses who could have testified in his defense. According to Bailey, the defense feared that calling more witnesses would lead to a mistrial.
Oh, so
One-
he could be tried again.
Yeah. So one such witness was a neighbor named Tom Lang, who would have testified that he saw Nicole Brown Simpson talking to two strange men outside her condo the night of the murders.
They're like Jehovah's Witnesses.
Who knows? In an interview with Associated Press, Bailey said that he suspects the two men were drug dealers who killed Nicole in a case of mistaken identity.
Oh, they thought like she was somebody else, and like, where's our
Yeah.
fucking cash?
Yeah, he swears that he will go to his grave defending Simpson for the charges against him. He said, "So long as I am alive, there will be one person, aside from Simpson himself, who knows from the evidence that he did not kill Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald
Or
Goldman."
she could have been trying to buy some drugs and then, or she could have been regularly buying drugs from these guys and then they were like, hey, fuck, you owe us some money. Like,
True. I just don't know why this guy's gonna go to his grave being OJ didn't do it because I saw her talking to two guys.
I know. That's
Like, if he would have
well, he
saw,
wasn't called.
No, but-
he wasn't
no,
called
no,
to
but
do
the thing
it.
is, like, he-
and if you were him, you probably wouldn't want to, speak out about it. Like, this guy is one of the most hated guys. I wouldn't want to be in the spotlight.
No,
if I was him.
I'm not saying why he didn't testify. I'm saying like they didn't actually call him to.
They didn't call him.
I'm
That's
saying
That's what I'm
like
saying, so they didn't call him to.
no, I'm
but-
saying like why is he like I'll go to my grave defending OJ?
No,
But it
he's
was
talking about the lawyer. The lawyer.
The
said
lawyer said that.
oh okay.
Yeah.
I thought this was the guy who just saw
No,
her
the
talking to two
witness.
dudes.
No,
and I'm
no,
like,
yeah,
why
yeah,
is this
yeah.
guy gonna go to his
No,
grave?
no,
I'm
no.
like, You just saw her talking to two random dudes, bro. You didn't like watch an attack happen.
No, the lawyer's saying like, look, we had this witness, and we didn't want to put him on there in case there was a mistrial or whatever, right? But,
okay, I understand.
And the witness, like, I understand why he didn't come forward. I wouldn't.
Dude, fuck no. I didn't see shit.
Yeah.
I didn't see nothing.
Fuck it.
But I mean, it doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't.
It could have been anybody. It could have been her.
It'd be different.
Boyfriends.
It'd be
It
different
could've
if
been
there was a
her-
witness to the
you know what I
attack.
mean?
So where did the theory about they were drug dealers come from?
That's just what he said because she was doing drugs.
Because they're black.
yeah.
This guy's racist.
You know what I mean?
Mistaken identity.
Actually, you know, if I was an investigative reporter or whatever, I would want to know what the toxicology report on
That's
Nicole
cool.
was.
That's right.
Yeah.
On Nicole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that would make
if
it
they
make
even
more
did
sense.
one.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, they might. Not, they
they
probably
might.
didn't because they're
Yeah.
probably
They
like,
probably didn't.
well,
They probably didn't.
her head's cut off. So
Yeah.
That was like right in line with the DNA shit. Like, that's some new shit.
Yeah.
Like, we're not testing
She's
for
dead.
that.
What is this toxicology? This is bullshit.
So there's that one. I don't know.
Yeah, I
I
don't
mean, it's
know.
just one witness. The problem with that one is there's nothing else there except for one witness who never testified.
Who didn't really see anything special?
You just saw her talking to two guys.
And-
I don't know who
and-
these two
and-
guys
and-
are.
And how does that explain the footprint? How does that
Yes.
explain the
OJ's blood being there?
The glove?
None of it.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yes.
It's bullshit. Yeah.
Okay, that one's fucked.
Yeah. I don't
Next.
like that one. Also, it could have been OJ and AC Cowling.
I know he's
Charlie.
He's looking at the back of their
Could've
heads.
been
And he's
OJ
like,
and
he's
Charlie,
like,
yeah.
That doesn't look like OJ's back of his head.
Yeah, it could have been OJ and his son.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you never
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And maybe they hid an argument that they did have because
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who
Yeah.
knows?
Maybe that's why they didn't call him to the stand.
Yeah.
Like, hey, don't testify, please. Shut up.
So then the last real one that has any weight to it is the CTE.
Oh, that OJ had CTE?
What is that?
CTE is the concussion situation with the NFL.
It's
And CTE is
It's encephalopathy.
there you go. So it's chronic traumatic encephalopathy.
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 And for those of us that may not know,
This
just
is-
hypothetically, like people don't know, like what does that mean?
So it's okay. So in the NFL, there was a lot of research done on players getting concussions and their brain swelling.
Yeah, it's like you have multiple traumatic brain injuries. And
Yes, and they would start to develop depression, rage.
Like Junior Seau. Like
Junior Seau killed himself.
Yeah, killed himself. Like
Yeah,
fucking
So it starts to
out of nowhere. Like literally out of
affect
blue.
your mental and
yeah,
whatever.
totally.
Yeah,
And so
It's a real thing. It's actually a real thing.
Yeah, and so the idea is that you play football for 20 years.
Yeah.
You have concussions, 5, 6,
and
7,
back in,
some
and,
sort of head
and
injury.
back when
Yes.
he played, there was no concussion protocol.
No, nothing.
It's
nothing.
like, oh, you get something woozy,
Yeah.
like you're playing. Like, you better get back the fuck in there.
Yeah, if anything, they had like paper helmets.
Right.
Like paper. But I mean, I think that's probably the most plausible out of all of them.
Yeah, or at least
I'm-
it contributed to him raging.
Of course,
Yeah.
I'm not saying it doesn't justify his actions, but I'm
Yeah.
saying that could have definitely been a contributing factor. He just saw it and he's like, fucking snaps. And he's like, fuck it, you're all dead. I'm killing you now.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
I think I believe that one.
yeah.
Which still leads to him doing it.
Here's
Oh, 100%. He's still,
Yeah.
he done did it.
here's the problem with CTE is the only way to actually fully diagnose this
Yeah.
is when you're dead.
Yeah, and
you
they
do
autopsy your brain.
So there's no way for the defense to even
It's impossible
talk
until
about
he
that,
dies.
prove that anything.
And there's no watch my finger.
Yeah.
There's no
There's no test.
there's no test.
And they literally have to cut your brain open. And they're like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
So he was fucked up. Okay,
So
proven.
we'll find out in the future.
Yeah.
This one holds
yeah.
up.
Eventually. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. Those are the theories. Those are the side theories. Those are, different ideas, different, you know what I mean? What could have happened? I don't know.
I mean, I do think the sun one was interesting.
Yeah.
I never really knew about that. I think that's definitely interesting. I don't believe it necessarily.
Yeah.
Right. I also didn't know about it, but I doing some research for this, then that's when I found out. I was like, okay, it's possible.
Yeah.
Possible, but
It's
it still
reasonable?
leaves it's
No, not at all. Not even close.
No, not at all. Yeah.
Reasonable.
Like
Yeah.
I would never have like you have that much rage for your stepmom. You're like, I think I'll behead her.
I know.
Yeah.
Like, come on, and then I'll kill
I
this
know, but
waiter.
What if she was cheating or not cheating, but what if he was trying to get them back together?
That's still
and
not.
then-
But
and
dude,
then
what
she's sleeping with-
24-year-old's? I'm gonna get him back with my dad,
Yeah.
and then when she does it, I'll kill her.
Also, it's the stepmom.
I know
It's not the
That's right.
actual
It's not
mom.
the actual mom.
Yeah,
That's
so
what
if
I'm saying.
anything, you'd try to get
He
your mom.
he has no connection. It's
Yeah.
like it's so
Yeah,
loose.
that's true.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. It's so loose.
Well, if you had nothing to do with it, Jason, and you're out there, sorry that you're even involved, but it's just a theory.
We're just doing our job, Jason.
Yeah, it's a theory.
Yeah.
And
All
you-
right, well, that's,
and Jason also let his dad open shell companies in his name. So I'm like, you're not that innocent, buddy. Let's be honest. Like,
Walk away from the family. That's your my best advice is to walk away.
yeah, your dad sucks.
away from
Get out of there.
Yeah.
So there you go, O.J. Simpson saga.
I mean, where do we stand here?
So, and I'll just tell you real quick, present day, what is O.J. doing today?
Right now.
So O.J., what he's doing today is he lives in Orlando, or at least
And then
Around
somewhere
there,
in the
vicinity.
Orlando to Miami range. You know what I mean?
it's big range.
And
It's like a 2.5 hour range, bro.
he's got about 1 million followers on Twitter, and he's got a couple 100,000 on TikTok, and he's doing.
Is he pretty active on social media?
Yeah, on Twitter especially. So he's doing like updates on, especially during the NFL season. He like will go, oh, how are the Bills doing, and and talk about Brady retiring, and you know what I mean, and so that whole thing. So he's living his life. I don't, I feel bad for the Goldmans.
Yep, me too.
Yeah. Same.
I don't know. So
They're still waiting on 32.5 million.
Yeah.
To come their way.
yeah,
So.
exact 60.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, that's
60
right.
60
now,
now.
right? Yeah.
60.
Dude, that's not even inflation.
It's just like
The interest
it just
is
interest.
horrible. It must be like
It's like-
0.5% or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, because inflation was bigger than that, right?
Oh,
yeah.
easily.
Yeah.
Oh, easily.
100%.
From
Yeah.
96.
Yeah, you got to think you're adding 3 to 5% a year
Probably like
for 20 years.
100% inflation.
Yeah, like
Yeah. Yeah. So here we are. We're done. We spent 4 hours on this. O.J. Simpson.
what do you think?
We spent longer than the jury.
Like
Confirmed.
Oh my God, we did.
We actually-
we're about the same amount of time.
no, we spent way longer because we
Yeah. Oh, everything.
we've been
Everything else,
yeah,
too, yeah.
we spent a lot longer than Jay.
You guys just get the edited version.
Yeah, that's true.
Trust me, we might release the unedited version for Patreon members.
Oh gosh.
But anyways, what do you think, Eric?
I think he did it. Yeah, I think he did it, and I think all the holes that exist are just parts that we don't know what happened. It's like so there are things that don't make sense, like where's the knife and where's the cut, and it's because we don't have all of the story.
Exactly. For all we know, he could have cut himself throwing the knife away.
Yeah,
That's true.
absolutely. Or he could have
they don't-
he could have surprised them, and they were stabbed before they even could fight back.
Oh yeah, he
And you
does
know what I mean?
He does the guy first.
Yeah,
boom, boom, and then she's freaking
and
the
so
fuck
nobody,
out.
there's no defense wounds because it was all surprises.
Yeah.
Crazy strong guy, and then he walked away and took a shower, and he could have literally burned the clothes.
Oh, easily.
There's an hour window of we don't know what he was doing.
More than that, no?
Yeah, hour and a half.
Yeah, about an hour and a half, yeah.
maybe even more. And then he goes to
No, because
Chicago.
that's what I'm saying. So then when he went to Chicago, there was a way bigger.
Oh
window.
yeah, that's a 9 hours. Of
Oh
that.
yeah, and then
that
before
part.
they even called him, yeah,
I'm just saying, if you didn't want to get on the plane with all that shit,
you had an hour and a half to get rid of
Okay.
it before you got on the plane.
on the way
in
to
the
airport.
shower,
or at the airport.
and all
Yeah,
that stuff.
they weren't like they weren't hitting the shower with fucking luminol back then to like look for blood.
And it's
Yeah.
pretty obvious. I mean, you remember when Cato said he heard an earthquake? It's because OJ was walking behind there and he hit the AC unit on accident. That the AC that juts out.
Yeah, and Kato's like
an
stuck-
AC unit,
like
Yeah.
the window
you know how,
unit.
yeah, the window unit, and it just sticks out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he just fucking banged into it.
And Kato's like
He's
stoned.
out
And he's
of
like,
it.
"Oh my god, fucking
Yeah.
earthquake, bro!"
Yeah, and that's it. That's it. You know what I mean? And then he's a liar. He became a really good liar for his whole life.
Oh, he's
The thing
a
is, like-
great liar.
And he learned how to keep the face
Yes.
of everything's fine, man.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love you, buddy.
See, the thing about OJ, he's
good.
He's good at that.
No,
which is crazy.
he's better than a liar because he's actually not lying. He's just not saying anything.
Yeah.
He's just really good at not saying anything, and then people don't ask him additional follow-up questions.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
He just
So
gives
he's
some
like-
answer that
He's
says
so
nothing.
nice.
He's
I
like
don't know.
not lying, but not telling the truth. He's
just-
figured
he's-
out how to be in the middle.
I know, he's just
which is
saying
crazy.
nothing. He's saying nothing at all.
And I mean, I don't want to. He was a great football player.
But yeah, a lot of
Fine.
them.
Yeah,
Whatever.
yeah.
That
But,
means nothing to me.
And nobody
Yeah.
really says it much. But I think he's stupid. I think he's a stupid person.
I mean, clearly not.
Does that
He
make
got
sense?
away with murder.
No, I mean,
What does that mean?
That means I think he's a low IQ, stupid
Individual?
individual. Yeah,
Okay, well, what makes you say that?
just because of how he acts, and he's just
because he has no.
He definitely acts stupid, but
thinks-
hey,
no, but
is
he
he
thinks-
acting like that on
I know, but
purpose?
he thinks it's okay to then write a book called "If I Did It."
Well, see, that's
He's
why.
just so. What's the word? It's like inept.
Well, it's not inept. It's just having he has zero empathy. Like that's
That's
why. That's
right.
what leads
That's
me
what
to
I
believe
think,
to the
yeah.
CTE thing that he's actually just like a psychopath.
Yep.
He's a sociopath
Yeah.
because he's like
Okay,
it's funny.
I can go with
It's
that, yeah.
funny
That's
to him.
right.
Yeah.
It almost seems like he's always fucking smiling and laughing about it and about life
Yeah.
or whatever.
This-
Like everything.
There's videos of him like making jokes about stabbing people.
Yeah, it was. He got
You know?
he got interviewed, and then he wanted to play a joke on her, and she opens her door, and he's like, like pretty stab, and he's like laughing. He's like, like it's funny. He's a sociopath. I
Yeah.
think he's a fucking sociopath.
Yeah.
I think he
Yeah.
doesn't
Crazy.
actually have remorse because he doesn't see what he did wrong. He didn't do anything wrong. What's the problem?
Yeah.
Like she deserved it. Fuck it. Like why should I feel bad?
And so he's just gonna hold it to the grave.
He already admitted he did it. That's
But
why he
he-
wrote a
but-
book.
Yeah, but I mean,
That's a good point.
He wrote
That's
a
his
book.
confession?
If I did.
I know.
How was that not a confession, Eric?
no, I know. I agree with you.
I
I
mean,
agree
my
with you.
God.
He hypothetically recalls.
I hypothetically
hypothetically
recall
recall doing
murdering her. Like Jesus.
God.
I wonder if it's in some sick way. It's a way to feel better about.
I think it
finally
is.
telling somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you get it off your chest
Imagine holding that in for
Yes.
sure. Like it's definitely
Yeah.
a way for him to
in a weird.
in a weird,
In a weird, I
shitty
think that
way.
because I think he's just a gross dude. I think he's
Yeah.
an actual just gross human.
Yeah.
And I think he did that in a way because it was a game to him. And he's like, oh great, now I can do this. I can make some money, but it still be fun for me.
Yeah.
I like to write this book. It'd be fun for me.
Yeah, but did he make money from that? No, because they went to the.
Eventually,
Well,
he didn't.
well,
He thought he was going to.
He
at
thought
the
he was
beginning.
going to, but then he
Yeah.
got fucked by the
Thought he was
Goldman.
going
Yeah.
to, yeah. Yeah.
Shell company. The kids.
Good on the Goldmans for sticking.
I
to
know.
it for 30 years. They
Dude,
just-
yeah. Dude,
They
stay
don't.
strong, baby.
They're not forgetting this.
I'm
Fuck
gonna be-
that.
yeah.
No, if you're a father, like,
Oh yeah.
no, you're never.
I would
gonna
have
forget
like
that.
Google alerts on him.
Oh, dude,
Like,
100%.
just
Yes.
following him.
Oh,
and
I'd be a
shit.
follower. I'd be stalking
Yeah.
that shit. I'd be stalking that motherfucker. I'd be in Orlando. I'd move to
You,
Orlando.
you be in jail because.
Oh, he'd be dead. I would have killed him. I would have fucking murdered him.
Yeah.
And then kill myself because I can't survive in jail.
Yeah. So I don't know.
100%.
So-
I
I ain't beating nobody's bitch.
They ain't taking me to jail, motherfucker.
I think. I think he did it, and I think so. I think what happened is he was in a raging whatever with her, and he went over there, and she was gonna have a date. I think there was some sort of date scenario going on, and maybe that person never showed up, or they left already.
And then homie showed up just to bring the glasses back.
Yeah,
He
and
hit
she
wrong
just
place, wrong
raged,
time.
And
Yeah.
then he raged, and then he did it, and then killed them both, and then just walked away. And you know he's crazy. In my opinion, you know he's crazy. Exactly what you're saying. He walked away from the scene. Remember that? Remember it?
Yeah.
They did an analysis of his footsteps.
And
and he walked.
His gait.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
His
yeah,
gait.
yeah.
Yeah, he walked.
Yes, he walked.
He didn't run.
He didn't run.
He like moseyed.
And he didn't skip. He didn't hurry.
He moseyed back.
He walked away. Yeah, he walked away. So yeah, I think. Anyways, and then I think the prosecution fucked up the case.
Just royally. They fucking ruined it, dude.
I think it's my theory is kind of close to yours, but
Yeah.
like not that she was going to, be with somebody else, but that she was, she was there. She was going to get together with the.
With OJ?
No.
No, the waiter.
Ron?
With the waiter. With
Oh,
Ron.
with Ron, yeah, okay.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then OJ knew about it, and that's when he
That
showed
would
up.
that would be a clean explanation.
Yeah.
right.
He knew it was happening, and so he was waiting.
Yeah.
And waiting for him to get there so he could catch
So
him
when
in
he found out-
catch him in the act.
Yeah, he found out, he got enraged, so he goes over there and he's fuck this shit.
You
whatever.
gonna pick
he
this
has
little
a
guy
history
over me?
He has a history of being,
True.
this person that gets enraged and beating his wife.
Yeah, it's true.
So he just went over the top, and then he's just fucking, and it just kept going over.
Here's what I think that I'm a little different from both of you.
But just to acknowledge his, I get it.
Yeah,
That would make sense. There's nothing that says it didn't happen.
Well, yeah.
There's nothing that says that. You know what I mean? I'm just saying like it.
And then,
would make sense.
just to finish off, like, the prosecution fucked it up.
Yeah.
They just totally, screwed it up every which way possible that they could.
Yeah.
And he got away with it.
Yeah. And money shows that he spent $5 million on his defense.
Which back in the day is like $1 billion.
Yeah. So it just kind of shows.
So? Like,
I'm just saying, like,
so much money.
I'm just saying, like,
much money.
If you're him, you're going to
No, I know, but I'm just saying that helped.
Yeah, that definitely helped.
Oh, okay.
You have competent lawyers on your side.
The money
I thought you were trying to say something like that.
No.
Proves whatever.
No,
Anyways,
no,
100%. Like,
So,
he had the dream team.
Yeah, the dream.
It was a dream team.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
So now you're gonna let's look at it.
So the aliens came down now from the pyramids, and the pyramids came down now.
Yeah. So the employees. Inside joke between me and Eric. So anyways, no, I think that I think that OJ was watching the house. I think OJ suspected that she was sleeping with somebody else. I think it was wrong place, wrong time for Ron. I think he came over to return. I think it was an innocent thing.
Yeah.
I think he knew her and they were friendly. But I don't think she was fucking him.
Just enough to do a favor.
Yeah, like, I think he just came over. I think OJ was watching the spot because I think he was just psycho jealous.
Yeah.
And then sees Ron get there and he's, I knew it. And it's like, it validates all of his psychosis.
Okay.
And then he goes and he's like confronts them. And I think there's no defensive wounds because I think Ron was probably like, hey man, like it's not what you look like. I'm not here.
I have nothing to do with this.
With this. Like, I'm just dropping off thing. And he's okay, yeah, and then fucking dead. And then he goes and gets her because it said, didn't she? There was something about the stairs, she fell, and then
she had no dirt on her feet, so meaning she didn't really
walk outside.
Out and
I think she maybe tried to get. Anyways, that's what I think happened with that. But my other little conspiracy thing that I didn't bring up until this point in time, I think that the prosecutors fucked it up on purpose.
Wow. Why?
Because of what would happen with the whole Rodney King thing, and then the fact that there was riots because they didn't prosecute. They didn't prosecute
like the DA. Basically?
Yeah. The DA didn't prosecute the cops that beat the shit out of Rodney King. So this was their way of like making amends, because it's virtually impossible to fuck that case up. Like how do it's too? How do you fuck up everything about this?
They messed it up.
No, it's not that they made one mistake. They made.
Are you talking about the Rodney King case or the?
No, I'm talking about OJ.
The OJ case. Okay, yeah.
You can't because you realize that the DA won't even prosecute. Most of the times, they won't prosecute crimes that they don't think they can win.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to fuck up their record.
Yeah.
So, and they had an alley-oop slam dunk, highlight reel, easy peasy.
Yeah.
And they and they fuck up all these things. So I think it was, hey, like, we got to do something to chill the city down.
Yeah.
Give them a win. We're going to have to fuck this up.
Really?
And we're going to have to blow.
But weren't they already chill by then?
Fuck no.
You said it
2
was
years,
like
3 years.
3 years later.
Yeah.
Like think about the. I'm just saying. Think about the George Floyd riots. What would those last? Maybe let's say give it a year.
6
Let's
months
just say a year.
No, but look how that changed. Look how that changed the United States, though.
Oh, for sure. But I'm just saying,
and still like that. So they want to be. Oh, okay. Look, we give a shit. Oh, we're not racist.
But wait, so I can formulate it. So what you're saying is the DA
blew the case on purpose.
Because they felt they messed up on the King case.
Yep.
So then it made it
because
it made the right.
Is
that what you're saying?
And they didn't want to
and they didn't want to because they
convict
it with what was happening. It was a fucking powder keg. If they convict OJ, then they were probably looking like it's gonna be a fucking nightmare.
Yeah,
and it's like
yeah. I think you give the DA too much credit.
But I like your theory. I like your theory.
I think they just messed up. You know what I mean?
But how do you mess up everything?
I know. I don't know how they. I don't know. Yeah.
How do you mess up?
I know
everything?
they did. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
It's
I do like your theory.
If they made one mistake, I get it. 2 mistakes, fine.
But
like,
all the mistakes.
The whole case is a mistake.
There's not really anything that was
It's
done
like,
right.
literally, it's like, we have a picture of OJ holding the knife. And like, oh, we lost the picture. Fuck.
You know what's crazy too? It wasn't like they put rookies up.
No.
These are veteran
That's my point.
prosecutors.
It's like,
strange.
that's
strange.
You understand? They don't try cases that they don't think they can win. And you can't fuck something up that bad. That's what I'm saying. You know, there's the concept of, there aren't really no coincidences.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. It can't be coincidence. It's not Murphy's Law. Everything that goes wrong will go wrong. Because, like, if that was the case, the fucking Earth would explode.
Yeah.
Because that's what could go wrong. An asteroid could hit us. We'd die.
Yeah.
So I that's what I think happened. That's my take.
All right.
It's my hot take.
Okay, but we all are on the same. We're all on the same OJ.
Oh, 100% killed her.
Yes.
100%, without a shadow of a doubt.
Maybe with some other circumstances thrown
There's
in.
another thing. It's like,
Right.
I do think someone helped OJ on the cleanup.
So there you go.
I do think
so
someone helped
maybe
OJ on the cleanup. I think
maybe
AC.
Cato,
Yeah.
maybe the
Not
son.
Cato. I think Cato was
Maybe
too.
Charlie.
Yeah, who was Charlie?
I think
a drug dealer,
I think
maybe? I
somebody
don't know. Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
definitely helped him on the cleanup,
Yeah.
like with his own shit. But other than that,
Or at
he-
least
he
they
100% killed her.
knew something.
Oh yeah.
Maybe they weren't there, but yeah, you're right. Maybe the cleanup.
Yeah. Like, hey,
so much blood.
Take my shirt, take my pants, take this bag. Maybe they didn't even tell him what it was.
Yes.
Take the bag and just go like.
Let me just get on the plane.
Go dump it in Sacramento.
Burn it.
You know, like
Burn it. Just go burn it. Yeah, burn it. Burn it, McDonald's.
Don't ask any more questions.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Here's 8K
Yeah.
and a mustache.
Sounds like an AC Collins kind of job.
Yeah,
you know
here's
what I
here's
mean?
$200.
Yes. Don't ask questions. Just take it.
You got it. I'll
got it,
be
brother.
right back with the Broncos. Pick you up.
No offense, AC. But AC, here's my question for you.
Full offense.
Is why the only reason I can think that you took OJ on the chase is if he had a gun to your head. Otherwise, why would you do it?
I don't think he had a
Do you know what I
gun,
mean? I know.
No, he wanted to help him because they were friends,
Yeah.
and he, and
Help him what? Run?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what it
100%.
was. Because of the disguises and all that stuff. Yeah. And the money.
He's ride or die.
he was
He was
he was
right
Times
or
have
die,
we said
yeah.
that?
probably like 4 or 5, and then you did
No,
a
but
little
it's like it's your homie for
Yeah. The
ever,
whole
right?
life,
Like since like high
Forever.
school. We said?
Yeah, high school. Yeah, they were high school stars.
So he's your friend from high school,
Yeah.
and
And he made it big. He probably took you took you to the club.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's like one of the crew.
exactly.
Started from the bottom.
He ain't no snitch.
He ain't no snitch. I ain't no snitch. Fuck the cop. Fuck the police.
Yeah,
I wonder if they remain friends. Probably.
probably.
I don't know. If I was AC, I'd be like, we ain't friends no more, motherfucker.
Yeah. Now this was your last favorite card.
Yeah, like we're done.
Yeah, this is your
Don't
last
call my mom anymore.
Yeah. Burning the bag was the last one.
That's it. The last straw.
No more. Yeah. Yeah. Melting down the knife.
The bag that burnt the camel's back.
Well, there's one other thing that just kind of bugs me. So here we are now. We're in 2023, and he's still out there.
Yep.
He's still living his life. And so I understand and I get it. He was acquitted by
Legal
the U.S.
system.
court,
Yeah.
and that's fine. But here's what I do feel like I'm obligated to say on behalf of the Goldmans and Nicole and all that is we don't need to follow him.
Yeah, we don't need to support him.
He's free. Well, I'm not gonna go. We're not gonna go arrest him. Like,
Right.
He's
It is
free.
what it is.
He won the case. But should he have 1 million followers on Twitter?
Fuck no.
No.
That's insanity.
No, he shouldn't. Right?
That
$250,000 on TikTok.
All his
No.
followers doesn't mean that they're supporters.
I know,
they
but
could
all
just
of
be
them-
like fucking like trying to watch the train wreck.
All
Like-
of them are
they're
wa-
just like
No, I know.
curious.
I mean,
You're right.
kind of like Eric said on the flat Earth thing. He's like, well,
Yeah, exactly.
20%.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I know.
20%
No,
of
you're
followers
right.
actually-
You're right, but the people on Flat Earth didn't butcher somebody.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's a really
They
good
didn't
point.
cut somebody's head off.
Yeah, but I'm just
and
saying, like,
stab
in
a
the same way that
24-year-old.
That's a
some
really good
people, follow Biden or Trump or whatever. Like some of these people that you're just like, I just
not
want
the
to see what this
same.
idiot says or whatever.
Biden and Trump didn't cut somebody's head off.
It's true. It is a little different. It's a little different. Your point isn't wrong, but it's a little different.
I actually looked it up.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan follows OJ Simpson on Twitter.
So does Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast follows OJ
The
Simpson. on
world's
Twitter. I
biggest
love
YouTuber
both of them. I
on
love both
planet.
of them. I think
Yeah.
they're great, well-intentioned people and super famous in their own right and doing great. But they don't need to follow him.
I don't. I think it's so unnecessary.
They don't need to, right? It's like
mean,
watching a
But
car
what you're
accident.
really trying to say is you don't need to support him.
You don't need to support
Yes.
him. Yeah. And obviously somebody's going to say, oh, well, coming from the guy who's doing a podcast on him. Yeah. We're talking about him cutting people's heads off.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're not here trying to support him.
Yes, exactly. So that's all I'm saying. I will freaking tag Joe Rogan and Mr. Beast and tell him not, but that's the point is, let's.
I agree
And I'm going to tag OJ.
because it is
I'm just
like
kidding.
despite maybe that you follow someone you don't want to support them, but the way that social media works is if someone that big is following it, it is flowing views to you.
That's right.
If you, especially
That's
if you're
right.
somebody
if
like
Joe
big
Rogan
like that.
followed our podcast, we would be fucking huge.
Yeah. That's
instantly.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And also, these are just our opinions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're just
So there you
we're
go.
three guys, 3 high school diplomas.
But
Saying.
we're
Just
just
saying.
This is interesting because this is our first one where everybody's still alive.
yeah.
Most of the stuff we do are historical.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? And so this is just
Or theoretical.
yeah. So, all right, there you go. I hope you learned something. I hope you got an opinion of your own.
Yeah, and you know what's cool is like a lot of you guys email us in and give us your opinion. So
Yeah.
we love that.
Absolutely.
And if you have
Do
a different
that. Do
theory,
it.
we'll make a little addendum to the next episode that we do. Obviously, it won't be OJ, but we'll give you a little shout out of your theory if it's legit. If it's like a stupid one, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah.
But if it's a legit one,
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll fucking say it
Yeah,
for you.
absolutely.
I promise.
Yeah.
I'll put it on blast, and then we'll go into the next episode.
Absolutely.
There you go.
And I have one more thing to say, which is to OJ. And if he didn't do it, then wouldn't you put every resource you have in finding
finding
a
who
legitimate
did-
person
yeah.
who did do it?
If you loved your wife so much, you loved her so much, wouldn't you want to find the killer?
Ex-wife.
Well, he said he couldn't have killed her because he loved her so much.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, there's nothing. There's no action. There's no theory.
Like,
there's
something
nothing.
that shows that he's trying to.
He's
Nothing.
not tried at all. Zero effort.
in 30 years.
The opposite, actually.
Yeah.
Yes, the opposite. So that's all I'm saying. I will give you, the door is open for you to go, okay, I'm going to prove my innocence.
I'm gonna find
I'm
who
going
did
to
it.
find out who did it. And so go out there and fucking do it, man.
Yeah,
That's right.
There you go.
I like that. All right, guys.
Catch you on the
Nighty-night.
next episode.
Peace. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the show. If you want to reach out to us, please email us at info@theconspiracypodcast.com. You can check us out on Instagram at @conspiracypodcast. Also, don't forget to subscribe. You can catch a new podcast almost every week. Just hit the little subscribe button at the top. It's a plus sign. We love show ideas, corrections, hate mail. Thanks a bunch.